or heavy industry, was 17 times higher than the pre-revolutionary year of 1913. The Soviet economy was the second in the world after the United States. Oil output before the war was 3.5 times more than in Tsarist Russia. The eastern regions of the USSR alone produced 2.3 times more coal, twice as much steel, 1.7 times more lead, and 18.8 times more zinc than the entirety of the Russian Empire in 1915. In comparison to Tsarist Russia, the Soviet Union was not dependent on foreign capitalist nations for economic production, which proved useful in the periods when they were effectively isolated. Due to the increase in agricultural machinery, the Soviet Union was producing several times more agricultural output than during 1918, and was able to build up substantial state reserves before the invasion. The Soviets knew that another conflict was imminent, and the pre-war strategy had been to buy as much time as possible to continue the military buildup. Despite the major setbacks at the beginning of the war, with the loss of territory from Belarus to Moscow, the Soviets actually produced more during the war than they had before Operation Barbarossa, quadrupling its output of munitions between 1940 and 1944. During the 4 years of fighting, factories were able to pump out 100,000 tanks, 130,000 aircraft, and 800,000 field guns. 3,400 military aircraft were being produced monthly. The notion that the superior numbers of Soviet soldiers that brought about the defeat of the Wehrmacht is not only an incredible distortion of the historical record. If it had not been for the transformation of the Soviet economy in the 1930s and 1940s, as well as its flexibility in dealing with wartime realities, the state would not have been successful